language. Of the two, the Ute were the more warlike and powerful tribe, and sometimes raided Paiute dwellings and took them as slaves. These tribes subsisted primarily on hunting environment. Most migrated here from Colorado, choosing to cope with the heat instead of lethally cold winters. To the Vista Point ahead. Step out of the car or roll down the windows and look right. On the right, you'll notice that the earth on the far side of the highway is much higher than on the near side. That's because the road travels along something called Moab's Fault. Moab's Fault is a 6 million year old crack in the Earth's crust. An immense amount of pressure had been building up underground, pushing against the rock ceiling that forms our ground. But the layers of rock couldn't bend, so they broke. The cracked rocks began shifting around, sliding up and down neighboring layers. For example, look at the bluffs across the road. These aren't mountains which rise up from the ground. Instead, the earth slid down to create the effect you see today. All of this shifting happened gradually, but it still generated plenty of major earthquakes around here. A cool side effect of this kind of dramatic change is that it reveals the rich history buried in the rock. It's obvious that this is a sparse and unyielding land. Life wasn't easy for the Ute and Paiute, and it became even harder when 30,000 Spanish settlers moved in. Suddenly, the sparse resources were stretched even thinner. A few decades later, the Mormons arrived and took control of the area's water sources. Slowly but surely, the tribes of the area were losing their land. Today, the Ute and Paiute tribes occupy reservations in Utah and Colorado that cover only a fraction of the land they once held. In a few moments, you'll see a vista point from Park Avenue on the left. Turn in. I highly recommend you park, hop out, and walk down the trail just a little. In just a few steps, you'll be able to get a great look at this towering rock formation up close. It's named after New York City's famous Park Avenue, which used to house the tallest skyscrapers. Apparently, these rock behemoths resemble that concrete jungle. Pull into the Vista Point ahead.
Like
View of the LaSalle Mountains.
so this place used to be.
Do you see them in the distance? They're those great white peaks rising out of the earth. You might recognize them from the 90s classic Thelma and Louise. La Sal is Spanish for salt. Between about 24 million years ago, cooling magma collided with sedimentary rock. Million more years before there's ever noticeable transformation.
You got it for a rock collection.
Those three pillars on our left are the three gossips. They're a great example. These three were a single wall of sandstone. As rain and wind coursed over the soft stone, the weaker parts wore away to reveal these shapes within. You can see on the leftmost gossip where water carved the gap between it and the center gossip. Turn right into the courthouse viewpoint ahead. We're about to see some of Arch's most iconic structures. Pull in and park between the towers. Now look almost to the road. You should see another huge fin rising from the desert. Up ahead, turn right onto Window Road. We're heading to Arch's famous parking for the Windows Trail is just ahead on our right. Around the bend, another trail leads to one of the park's most striking sights. That collection of arches and almost arches is the Cove of Caves, and it's home to the famous Double Arch. Does it look familiar? If you've seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, it should. The film featured this arch. Young Indy explores the park.
Take the next right onto Poison Spider Mason Jeep Trail, Poison Spider Safari Road, then turn right.